Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Offsiders Podcast. I'm Luca Mocan here again with Massimo DeFranco
What's up, guys?
and Brendan Lang.
How's it going, everyone?
So, Massimo, spin the team wheel.
All right.
Spin the number wheel that gives us
it's a number generator, but yeah. Okay.
We need a wheel.
so unnecessary.
We really need a wheel.
Fine, I'll get you a freaking wheel. Okay, today's number is number 27. That's the Toronto Maple Leafs, boys.
You're in for a doozy there.
You're in for a long episode.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm excited for this. We're all Leaf fans here. I'm sure you guys know that from listening to the podcast before, but
the tangents we go on.
First time. Exactly. First time we'll be talking in depth about the Leafs, so this should be a good one. Probably a long one, too.
Yeah, all right. Well, joined the league in 1917 as a part of the original six. In 103 years of play, the Leafs have 13 Stanley Cups and have made the playoffs 65 plus times and haven't gotten out of the first round since 2003-04.
You're going too quick. Hang on. We're in past. Let's talk about the things that were good about this team.
The all-time point leaders.
Hasn't been much for a while.
So their top 5 all-time point leaders, you got Sundin, number 1 at 987, Daryl Sittler 916, Dave Keon 858, Borje Salming 768, and George Armstrong at 713.
I'm actually really surprised that no Leaf has over 1,000 points.
Oh, that'll change.
I mean,
for sure.
Probably, but just as of right now, that Matt Sundin's leading in the 900s. Like when we were doing the trivia, talking about what the top scorers have points, a lot of them are over 1,000. But it's obviously older players, and they play for that franchise for longer than any of those guys.
And another thing with all-time points is you have to be on that team for an insane amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Players these days don't necessarily care too much about staying on a team. They're going to go where they think they can win and where the money is. And if that's with the same team they've been with, then that's great. But for the most part, it's you're not going to see many all-time points get passed, other than Sidney Crosby, I'm sure, who passed.
If Sundin was on the Leafs his entire career, that number would definitely be above 1,000.
Oh, for sure, of course. Except Jonathan Huberdeau's out here making changes with the Florida Panthers.
Florida. So the last time they won a division championship was 2000, and they've never won a President's Trophy.
Never.
Damn.
Yeah, never.
That is crazy. Wow.
And, I mean, I'm sure as many people know, they haven't won a Stanley Cup.
They've been
3 years.
Bad for longer than they have been good, I feel like.
I mean, probably
not bad. Not like Detroit bad, just not good enough.
Hey, if you were a Leaf fan during World War II, you were thriving.
I mean, they probably have been. I feel like they've been better for longer. They've been worse. It's just pretty much our entire lifetime they've been awful. So,
yes.
Our entire lifetime they've never made it out of the first round.
I don't know if that's.
We weren't born in 2004.
Oh, fair.
We just didn't see it.
They went to the conference semifinals, 2004.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember my dad telling me about this not too long ago, and I actually didn't even really know. They went to the conference finals in 2001, 2002. I didn't know they were actually that good. Technically, in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
They were close to winning a cup again, but I think they got stopped by some dynasty team.
The Hurricanes beat them in 01-02.
Yeah, the Hurricanes.
I think they won did the Hurricanes win the championship in 05, I want to say?
05, and then there was something like that. Do you guys remember that Gretzky thing? Where he high sticks Gilmore.
Of course.
No penalty, yeah.
I actually saw a documentary on that not too long ago.
Yeah.
And the ref, Kerry Fraser, I think his name is. he was on there talking, and he said, like, I've looked at it, and it obviously was a high stick. He said, I just actually didn't see it. I missed it. So that's like the curse of the Leafs. Like, you think they're going to be good? That would have been a Montreal Toronto Stanley Cup final, which will never happen again because they're both in the East now.
Yeah,
I mean, they were always both in the East, but at the time that wasn't how the playoffs worked. You played a Western Conference team in the semifinals there. But yeah, that would have been crazy to see a Montreal Toronto final.
Yeah, this team has got a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely had a lot of players playing for them too.
For sure.
In 1994, so just some brief trade history for you. The Leafs traded Wendell Clark away to the Quebec Nordiques, along with other players, and in return, they received Matt Sundin, and with this trade, they essentially acquired their franchise best player. And actually, I never knew that they traded Clark for Sundin.
I did. I actually did know that. Because my family hated the Leafs for years after that happened. So that's how I know that.
Fair. Yeah.
And then I basically have some more trades that just kind of shaped the Leafs as they are today, if you want me to run through that.
Yeah, through.
Go for it.
All right, so in 2006, a trade that would haunt the Leafs for years to come, Toronto acquires Andrew Raycroft, and Boston gets the rights to Tuukka Rask. Now, imagine the Leafs with Tuukka Rask instead of the Bruins. That'd be... Whoa.
Now, Tuukka Rask is still, I'd say, a top goalie in the NHL.
Top 5.
And Andrew Raycroft.
And Andrew Raycroft is a broadcaster for New England Sports Network. So,
oh God! Of all the places to go,
NESN, I swear, NESN might be the worst sports network in North America. It's just awful. But anyways,
well, and just all their teams are just ugh.
Yeah, they're fans. Yeah, Boston fans, Boston Sports Network, Boston teams. Just no.
That trade definitely stings, especially still biting them to this day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Didn't we draft like Tyler Seguin?
We didn't. We traded the rights for him though.
So in 2009, Toronto gets Phil Kessel, and Boston gets 2010 first round pick, which becomes Tyler Seguin, and the 2011 first round pick, which becomes Dougie Hamilton. This was basically the Leafs refusing to say die. Instead of committing to a rebuild, they just wanted to give it one last shot, throw some NHL ready guys, and see if they can make it work. But it didn't happen with Kessel, unfortunately. But just imagine for a second if they stopped trying to win and committed to a small rebuild, building around Tyler Seguin and Dougie Hamilton.
Well, they wanted to get whatever they could out of Matt Sundin.
I'd say he was gone by.
Yeah, I think he was gone.
I want to say 2009.
I don't think Sundin and Kessel play together.
Definitely not. No, definitely not.
That is true.
What year was that? Did you say they made that trade?
2009.
Yeah,
made that trade 2009. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely, Sundin was gone then. But yeah, Dougie Hamilton.
There's no excuse for that.
I can't believe Dougie Hamilton was drafted that long ago. I feel like he's still like considered a younger defenseman. But
yeah, that's great. To think about.
He's been around too.
Yeah.
2015, Leafs get Zach Hyman, and the Panthers get Greg McKegg.
I mean, that's a good trade. Obviously,
huge win for the Leafs.
Obviously, a huge win for the Leafs.
So, at the time, nobody thought anything of this trade. They thought it was just another They thought it was just like a Nick Petan for Per Lindholm trade.
Of course.
And now Zach Hyman is like by far one of the best role players in the NHL.
Wow. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Zach Hyman.
Oh yeah, I am. Shout out to Dion Phaneuf, worst captain.
Yeah.
Franchise history.
Same year, the Leafs finally embraced being bad, and they trade Phil Kessel to Pittsburgh for a bunch of guys, including Kasperi Kapanen. Right. It's another win.
And Kessel won back-to-back cups.
Yeah. Kessel left Toronto.
Oh, win for both sides. Kessel did not want to be here. Toronto got a young, controllable player like Kapanen, who's still playing here, still pretty big cog in Toronto's system, and
young Finnish speedster, man.
Big trade for both sides.
Yeah, he's going to be a part of our top 9 for years to come.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and then 2016, Toronto acquires Freddie Anderson for a 2016 first-round pick. That becomes Sam Steele, and a 2017 second-round pick. That's another win for the Leafs as they acquire their goalie for years to come as well.
That's a big trade. Sam Steele is going to turn into a pretty good NHL player, but nothing that we don't need any more offense right now. We need a goalie. So.
Yeah, exactly. Game after game, Freddie bails out the awful defense of the Leafs. He's faced more than 8,000 shots and has an average save percentage of .916.
Mm-hmm.
And in the playoffs, he's a friggin' stud.
Well, yeah, he has to be.
It's true.
And then, obviously, 2016, they draft Matthews, and they go on their magical playoff run, take Washington to 6. Nobody saw that one coming.
What magical playoff?
They took Washington to 6. No one saw that coming. They didn't even think they would make the playoffs.
Was that Matthews' first year?
Yeah. That was when they...
Oh, yeah, he was really quiet during that playoff run, wasn't
he? Yeah, and then he scored that one goal that ran around the boards, and it popped in front of the net, and he roofed it top shelf. Yeah. They actually acquired Thomas Plekanec for that run because they felt that there was too many rookies.
I remember that.
They had Thomas Plekanec.
Didn't he? Because he played in Montreal his whole career, and then
he's played on like every team.
For the
no, Luca
only played on Montreal.
I'm thinking of Thomas Vanek.
Yeah, there you go.
And he came to Toronto, and then he played for like 2 months, and then the next season he re-signed with Montreal.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'm here for your playoffs, and then I'm leaving.
He learned how the other half lives, and then
he had a goatee for his whole career, and then he came to Toronto, and Army Man Lou is like shaved up.
Army Man Lou.
Yeah, Lou ruined Matt Martin's hair, man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
I don't like Lou Lamoriello.
He started Kyle Dubas, Brock University boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Lou Lamoriello, but I like the trade we made him to the Islanders for Tavares. Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And $77 million.
Yeah. 2019, the Leafs trade away Sean Durzi and Carl Grundstrom and a first-round pick for Jake Muzzin. Big win here. As they also re-signed him recently to a 4-year, $5.6 per extension.
I don't even know who this guy is.
Jake Muzzin?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Grundstrom. I was like,
nah. Grundstrom's on LA. He's like the.
I don't know if I didn't love the signing of Muzzin. I'm not a big fan.
Well, I expected him to be more. That's for sure.
We don't know what goes around on behind the doors of the dressing room, but apparently he's a big leadership guy, and he's part of their leadership group, and he's definitely been one of their best defensemen. And sometimes he can also produce, and he can dish the puck to people. I mean, he's a solid defenseman in my books for the Leafs.
Okay, I mean,
he's pretty slow though.
I don't know. I just feel like he was brought in here to be like that physical presence, and he just hasn't really done that. And you're saying a guy who's like a good leadership presence. So I mean, that's fine if he's a good leadership presence, but paying $5.6 million a year for a good leader,
it was a bit steep.
It's a little too much in my opinion. But
now, if we're gonna get into a little too much, I think this is hot topic.
There's more trades.
Though. Okay, well, we'll finish the trades, and then Luca and Massimo are gonna have a good discussion.
Okay, I'll finish this quick then.
Yeah.
So they get Muzzin, and then they also get him for playoff experience too. 2019, same year, they trade away Nazem Kadri and Cali Rose in exchange for Tyson Barrie and Alexander Kerfoot. It's a tough pill to swallow for fans, but ultimately a move that had to be made because they can no longer rely on Kadri when they needed him most in the playoffs. Like, if Kadri was still... If he played in that series versus Boston, we had one of the best 1-2-3 centers in like the entire... We would have definitely won that series because Kadri was like the reason we had an edge. Like, he was kind of like our secret weapon, if you say.
I'm a big fan of Nazem Kadri. I think I like him better than what we got back in return. Tyson Barrie was fine. I know he was coming off a better season than what he produced here in his first season with Toronto. Kerfoot, I'm not a huge fan of him. I definitely liked having Kadri on the team better than him, but
I mean, two consecutive playoff suspensions.
Yeah,
as much as I love how gritty Nazem Kadri is, like he's like a Walmart Brad Marchand, and that's great. But you can't get suspended in back-to-back playoff series, let alone one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
the second
man.
the second suspension I disagreed with from the NHL, but that's a different conversation on my end of how hockey's supposed
Yeah.
to be played.
Well,
Yeah,
the second suspension doesn't happen if he doesn't get suspended the season before.
probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's definitely not as long. It might be a game or something.
Yeah, I mean, the trade worked for both sides because they both traded from a position of strength
Yeah,
to
that's fair.
acquire a weakness.
That's definitely fair because Tyson Barrie, I mean, they have so many good defensemen in Colorado.
Yeah, they really did not need him.
And again, he didn't have a great year in Toronto, but I don't fault management for trying to get a guy like Tyson Barrie. I mean, he had a great year the year before, so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's shown moments of he is what he was in Colorado. Like the moment Keefe came to the team, he was
exactly. It's true. It's true.
But he's shown that he has that potential. It's just he needs to show a little more consistency.
Yeah, I think that's another thing you said there about Keefe is that Babcock wouldn't play him on the power play or on the top unit, which didn't really make sense. I mean, that's his calling card. He's a power play specialist, so
yeah.
Bab wouldn't do a lot of things. Bab didn't start Jason Spezza.
I mean, that's a whole other conversation too. But once Keefe got there, he started playing him on the top defense or on the top power play unit, and that also builds confidence too. Now you're back playing in what you're used to doing. So
yeah, he started utilizing him as he was supposed to be utilized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then final trade this year, the Leafs trade Trevor Moore and a third-round pick in exchange for Kyle Clifford and Jack Campbell.
I like Trevor Moore.
I did, but we didn't need him.
Yeah, we didn't need him. No, I'm not saying we needed him. I liked him as a player.
Like, I would much rather have a decent backup goaltender than Trevor Moore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We got Jack.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, we don't need Trevor Moore. I mean, we have so many forwards.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell, how was he before he came? Did he play a lot of games in LA?
I actually have no idea. Let me look up his stats. But he's definitely been better than Michael Hutchinson and Garrett Sparks.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be very good to be better than him. He played 20 games in LA, 900 save percentage, 285 goals against average. So he was average, a little below, but for a backup goalie, he's serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a good trade, I'd say, for the Leafs. Because going into the playoffs, if the season, I mean, now too, but especially if the season didn't pause and they went into the regular playoffs, they need a better backup goalie than what they had to make a deep run.
And you also get some grit in a guy like Kyle Clifford.
Yeah, that's true. I like Kyle Clifford. I think he might be a little slow-footed for today's game.
Yeah, that's a very.
I like the grit that he brings at least.
I think he might be on the fourth line of the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
if he makes it.
Well, wait a week, you'll find out.
Yeah,
like I just think, like him versus Matt Martin. I mean, I think the Leafs should have kept Matt Martin. He could at least move and keep up with the NHL today. He wasn't just there. He wasn't just a plug that was gonna hit people and stuff.
All right. Well, I mean, those are all the trades I have.
Perfect.
This would pretty much shape the team we have today.
Yeah, I think it's time now. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can go into that. We can have this discussion. Massimo, Luca, you can tell them what it's about.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Luca, would you like to introduce this discussion, please?
The overrated loser, William Nylander.
Okay, so Luca's thoughts are he thinks William Nylander is overrated.
No, I think
he's overpaid.
Yes.
Okay, is Mitch Marner overpaid?
Yes.
Okay.
This isn't about Mitch Marner, Massimo. I know William Nylander.
The debate is I'm trying to get you to see William Nylander is a good player.
Okay.
Is that
I never said he was a bad player. He obviously he's a good player. He's made like some very good like plays for this team. He's on a power play line. Like he's obviously a good player, but I don't think he's everything you hyped him up to be. For
What
me,
do I have to
like
be?
no, like you thought he was like the second coming of Christ. You were
not thought, still things.
Yeah.
Well, wait,
You
no.
thought him and Austin Matthews were some dynamic duo.
Hang on. Where do you think I stand on William Nylander right now?
You love him.
Yeah, but I don't think he's better than Marner.
I never said this is not about if he's better than Mitch Marner.
But you're acting
obviously he's not.
You're acting like he's like. I'm thinking he's like Connor McDavid.
You kind of thought he was there for a while, and I think Brendan will back me up on this.
I mean, I don't know about Connor McDavid, but definitely, like you said, thought they'd be Matthews and Nylander would be like the next like huge duo in the NHL.
Well, no, that's Matthews and Marner.
Huh.
I mean, Nylander's good. Like
he's
good.
He's good. I don't think he's worth $6 million a year. John Tavares is worth $7 million.
Okay. So contracts now. Okay, so you think he's overpaid. Have you seen Kevin Hayes' contract?
Dude, this isn't about anyone else being overpaid. It's about him being overpaid.
Well, if you're saying he's overpaid, you need to like justify that.
No, I definitely understand what Massimo's saying, but I think. Sorry, I'm jumping into your discussion, but I think you can still think Nylander's overpaid and also think Kevin Hayes is overpaid and also think Mitch Marner's overpaid. I don't think just because Kevin Hayes got as much money as he did, then and you think you think William Nylander's overpaid. That doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, okay, well, Kevin Hayes isn't overpaid. He can still be overpaid.
Well, I mean, Kevin Hayes played 69 games for the Philadelphia Flyers and put up 41 points.
Yes.
William Nylander definitely did better than that.
Okay.
He put up in 68 games, he put up 59 points.
Okay.
So it's better than Hayes, and Hayes is a higher contract value than Nylander.
And that's Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely different scenario, so you can't really compare contracts in that way. It's easier to compare contracts within the same franchise, like if you wanted to compare Marner and Nylander.
Yeah, because
Nylander.
Like if you want to do it like that, David Pastrnak is getting less of a cap hit than William Nylander.
Yeah, but so is Nathan McKinnon.
Because he purposely took a cap hit so he could play on a good team. William Nylander held out.
Buddy, have you noticed the Leafs contracts? No one takes a cap hit, or no one takes a pay cut.
Yeah, but he held out. Marner didn't hold out. He still got a contract.
Marner didn't negotiate until July 1st.
Yeah, William Nylander was like halfway through the year then he started negotiating.
Yeah, but on the deadline. Hear the stories. It wasn't Nylander's fault. It was Dubas's fault. He never actually offered contracts to them.
Oh, so Nylander just waited for the phone to ring and started playing back in Sweden and was like, I'm sure they'll call me.
Well, it's not like Marner's situation where Marner was like, you know what? I feel like being signed now. And then he's like, okay, Dubas, let's get him contract done here.
Marner got about 90 points the year before. I'm pretty sure they were a little bit more motivated than William Nylander, who had 61 the season before he was signed, comes back and gets 27 points in 54 games.
Well, yeah, he was never going to be the player he was because he missed half a season.
No, I agree. But I didn't like the way that Kyle Dubas and management handled the Nylander situation. I will agree with you on that one, Massimo. I don't think they did a very good job in one. I mean, I don't know. You might know more about that than I do about not extending him a contract offer and things like that. But they didn't. Whenever that offer, at the end, because it was always reports where the two sides were far off on money, and at the end, on the last day, Dubas just kind of said, okay, fine, we'll give you the money you want. It was kind of it was this whole dance.
Basically, Dubas knew what he needed to do. He just didn't want to do it.
It was just this whole thing that didn't need to happen. He could have paid him 2 months earlier and just got him on the ice.
Exactly.
So I agree with you
And
on
then
that.
it's different with Marner, where Marner was the one who didn't like I don't know how to say this, but he didn't. It came to a certain point where he's like, "Okay, Dubas, let's negotiate a contract now."
Mm-hmm.
So he could have been signed
Nylander
the
do
first day of free agency.
Why did William Nylander do that then?
Because William Nylander and Kyle Dubas were so far off of money, it was not even fair for anyone.
Yeah, because Nylander overrated himself.
But he ended up getting it at the end. That's why I just really don't like what he did there. He just showed that like if you wait long enough, I'll give in and give you whatever you want. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, no one in Toronto takes a pay cut. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost certain John Tavares could have gotten more money if he went to another team other than
Yeah, he could have got like 12 from San Jose, but he wanted to come home and play for his hometown team. That's a different situation.
Could have gotten more, and definitely in New York as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's still at the end of the day, I know it is his hometown team, still pay cut.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He wanted to come play in Toronto.
Yeah, but I'm saying no one who resigns in Toronto takes a pay cut. They either leave or they take more.
Okay, well, I don't think you and I are ever going to budge on this.
Of course not.
But I just think that for a 6.96 average, he should be doing way more in this league.
What do you expect from him then? What are your expectations?
Point per game.
Okay. How is he supposed to get a point per game if he's on the second line, getting like 15 minutes a night?
You get more than 15 minutes on the second line.
Well, he's not like He's not Keith's like top dog that he leans on. And he sometimes doesn't even play with Matthews.
He's playing with John Tavares then.
Yeah.
John Tavares is pretty good. I think you can get him some points.
Okay, point per game, yeah, probably doable, but I don't know. To be honest, I think if this season continued, he could have got a point per game. He was proving everyone wrong this season.
I mean, okay, he had a pretty good season this year, 59 points in 68 games, but you were 9 points off of point per game with like 13, 14 games left.
Did he miss any for injury this year? I feel like
I think he did.
Like maybe one or two. I mean, he played 68 games.
Yeah, I think they played 72, I want to say.
So, yeah.
No, I think he played 70. I think the Leafs played 70.
70? Okay.
Dubai, yeah, he probably missed like 2 games.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's pretty much where we stand on that.
Yeah.
Luca expects more of him. I'm fine with him.
Well, I think you use fine a little too much. You're more than fine with William Nylander.
And it seems like for whatever I say, you always want to blame the management. Oh, he's on the second line. Oh, Kyle Dubas held out on him. Oh, I'm not hearing William Nylander ever.
Well, I mean, okay, I'll give you the seasons prior, before this season, he was more of a sniper perimeter player. He wouldn't do any of like the forechecking. He was kind of like a lazy Swede. Like he lived up to the Swedish stereotype. But this season, he proved everything wrong. He turned into more of a net front presence, and he scored the majority of his goals in front of the net instead
and
of
that
just
was on the second line, Massimo.
Yeah, but true. Sure.
On the second line.
Yeah, okay, well, maybe he can get point per game. Who knows? We haven't seen a full season out of him since he's developed his game yet.
That is very true. We have not seen a full season out of him.
So, Luca, when he gets a point per game season, you'll be fine with him.
He won't, but sure.
Okay.
And it's going to take more than just one season to do that.
I think it'll take next season.
Okay.
If you give him a full season, he will definitely have a point per game.
I'll hold you to that. When we have 6 listeners next year and not 3, I will hold you to that.
All right. Well, I mean, moving off of this whole debate, do you guys remember like the stories of this season? Because like I was re-watching some games, kind of forgot what even happened this season, so I wanted to refresh myself a bit before we entered the playoffs. Had an awful start to the season because they have bad defense, obviously, and then poor special teams because Mike Babcock didn't let anyone do their job. And then, did you know they had a pileup of injuries?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. Mikheyev missed 31 games. Johnson missed 27. Riley missed 23. Hyman missed 19. Muzzin missed 17. Dermott missed 14. Marner missed 11. Tavares missed 7. This team was never fully healthy.
I'm a partridge in a pear.
And the only, there's not a lot of guys who returned from the injuries and, still looked like the player they were before they were injured. Zach Hyman just looked better.
I don't think an injury just completely changes the way the guy plays. Sure, it may take him a game or two, but eventually he gets back to his old self.
Yeah, for sure. But for some reason,
for the most part, yes.
For some reason, Hyman comes back and he looks better.
Well, I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with the injury. He just might be a better player now.
No, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Obviously, they acquired Campbell to get some rest from Freddie because, Hutchinson, Kaskasuo, Sparks.
Wait.
I forgot about Kaskasuo.
Oh, okay, Luca. This another thing. You liked McElhinney, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
In the moment, would you have taken McElhinney over Sparks?
Yes.
We know that he would, but I don't agree.
Yeah, you would not have just ignored the goaltender of the year of the AHL for some 36-year-old who just had a fluke of a season.
Not even.
It was a fluke, but he was a consistent backup on an NHL team. We didn't need a replacement yet. You could have let Sparks continue to develop in the AHL. Sure, he was already the best goalie that year, but just keep him down there. You already had McElhinney.
The only problem with that is that when you're already the best goalie, I mean, you can't really get any better.
Development.
So your development isn't really happening. And McElhinney, I mean, he was old. Would he have been a better backup? I mean, I can almost say 100% he would have been a better backup. But I understand what the management's thought process would have been.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're gonna take the not so risky gamble of taking the young kid who showed he can compete in the AHL, but I think the AHL to the NHL, that skill jump is a lot bigger than a lot of people say that is, especially for a goalie.
Yeah, and goalies are tough to read too. Sure, goalies are voodoo.
Definitely not easy. Okay, I think it's time. We're going to jump into trivia. We spent a long time on this first half of the episode, so
we rang out hockey trivia. So
yes, so now today we have basketball trivia, NBA trivia. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm going to be doing the trivia today. Massimo and Luca will be answering. In the future, we'll also get some NFL trivia. Luca will run that one. We'll do some MLB. We'll get some baseball in there. Maybe some other sports. We'll see.
Cross, rugby, Aussie X football,
soccer.
Oh yeah,
I can do soccer.
Oh yeah.
Messi, Ronaldo. Okay. Okay. So here's what this trivia is going to be. I have 5 players. I have some just notes about them, kind of their biography, and you have to guess who the player is. You can't guess until I finish the entire biography, and Massimo gets first guess on all 5.
Because Luca has more knowledge of NBA than I do.
And are you telling us the team that they're on?
Yes,
currently. We're on.
Yes, currently.
Okay. All right.
So is this current or is this current trivia or all time?
There's 4 current players and 1 player that is from the past.
Okay.
Okay. So I might also say teams that they played for in the past, but I will always tell you their current team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First one. He is a 4-time NBA MVP, 3-time champion, played on his hometown team for 11 years in 2 different stints, and is currently a Los Angeles Laker.
LeBron James.
Good. Okay.
You better know that one. You better know that one.
Are you keeping score?
Yeah, I got it. So if Massimo gets this one, then Luca, you can guess first. If he gets this next one. If he gets this next one, then Massimo doesn't have to guess first, okay? Good. Next player. Good thing you got that one. Okay.
I don't know if you're gonna get any.
Next player. He is from Rockford, Illinois, played at Wichita State University, was undrafted, plays on the Toronto Raptors, and was the only other player than Kawhi Leonard to get a Finals MVP vote this season.
Who's undrafted from this fucking team
right now?
Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, nice one.
Kevin Durant had a lot of respect for him for growing up playing on the streets.
I remember when I was watching the playoffs, everyone's raving about how Freddie was undrafted.
Fred VanVleet. Yep, that's him. Okay.
All right.
Next player, Luca, you can start guessing first now.
Tag me in, coach. Tag me in.
Okay. Next player, he is not currently in the NBA. So
this is the all-time player?
Yeah, this is the one all-time player. He was a part of the Boston Celtics dynasty from 1956 to 1969, has the most championship rings in NBA history, which is 11, is a 5-time MVP and a 12-time All-Star.
Bill Russell.
Yeah, I didn't have a guess, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
If it wasn't him, I was going to guess legendary Larry.
But no, Bill Russell has the most championships in NBA history.
11 rings.
Yep, 11 rings.
That is ridiculous.
It's a lot of rings.
Okay, now this one's going to be a little harder than the first three.
All righty.
Okay, this player played in college for Duke University, was selected with the 11th overall pick in the 2006 NBA draft by the Orlando Magic, is best known by Raptors fans for his three-point shooting in the 2019 Eastern Conference semifinals for the Philadelphia 76ers, and is currently on the New Orleans Pelicans.
What the hell, Brendan?
Do I get first guess?
Is this JJ Redick?
You guess. JJ Redick, you got it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. We're all tied up. Last.
He says three-point shooting, so I'm like, might be a white guy.
Maybe, I don't know. Okay.
All right.
This one, I don't know. This one might be tough. I don't know if either of you are going to get this one. I have one after, just in case neither of you can get this one. And the one after is like...
If we can't figure out who this guy is, could you tell us his position?
Yes. I think I do tell you in the... I do tell you in the biography. Okay. He is Canadian and went to Kentucky University. 7th overall pick by the Denver Nuggets, and is currently the starting point guard for the Nuggets.
Denver Nuggets? Who the hell's on Denver?
He's probably the best Canadian in the NBA right now.
Andrew Wiggins?
Nope, he's on Golden State.
Kyle Witcher?
Never heard of him.
Best Canadian? Man, I really thought it was Andrew Wiggins. I don't know why, but Jamal Crawford's popping into my head.
It's not Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray. Whoa, Massimo got it.
Bastard. That's
really?
It was in the back of my head, yeah.
Oh.
All something.
That's crazy. Did Massimo just win?
Technically, yeah. Because we gave him a handicap. Names, Massimo. Congratulations.
I don't care. I won an NBA trivia.
You couldn't have guessed JJ Redick if you Googled him.
Massimo, you thought Larry Bird was Ronnie 2K.
Shut up.
Okay, can we just do that other one? Because he does not deserve a handicap.
This one's too easy. Like, okay, you can. I don't have to finish his biography before you answer.
Okay.
Wait, but I get the win, right?
No.
What?
Okay, fine, but you don't get a handicap next time.
Okay, fine.
Yes, okay, that's fair. It'll be the same type of trivia next time too. I'll try to get some. I'll try to get some players there. I can't believe Massimo got Jamal Murray though. Anyways, okay. You guys, I really stress that you can guess before I'm done.
Kawhi Leonard.
No.
Michael Jordan.
No. Okay. He is also a Canadian basketball player.
Andrew Wiggins.
What did you say, Luca?
RJ Barrett.
Got it.
Oh, of course.
I was gonna say, and went to St. Marcelina's High School.
Yeah, that would be it.
I don't know where that is. I don't think went to St. Marcelina's Catholic Secondary School.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, with the handicap, Massimo won the first, so we will not be doing handicap in the episodes upcoming.
Take those training wheels off.
And
I can't ride a bike. What are you talking about?
and yeah, so good job, guys. First NBA trivia out of the way, and we'll be back with it on next Tuesday.
Jump into some prospects for the Leafs?
Yeah, let's do it, and then we'll get into our predictions, and then sign off.
Finish her off.
So, I have them numbered based on, like, good to... Well, obviously, yeah. Based on, like, not so important to, like, very important.
Yep.
Or, like, good right now, and, Anyway, so, at number 12, I got Ian Scott. He is a
big man.
21-year-old goalie in the WHL. He won goalie of the year last year. Played 49 games in the WHL, put up a 9.32 save percentage.
9.32. He's top 9,000% of his shots.
Or sorry, 0.932. I knew I said something wrong there. I knew it.
9,000%. Oh, that's good.
The worrying thing with Ian Scott is the Leafs development team don't think he'll be ready for another 3 to 4 years.
Sorry, what did you say his name was?
Ian Scott.
Ian Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said Eid Scott. I was very confused, but Ian Scott. I've heard of Ian Scott. Okay.
Yeah, I think he played for Team Canada.
He didn't, but I do know that he won the goalie of the year in the WHL.
Yeah, for like the Raiders or someone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, then I got a number 11. We got Joseph Wall, a 22-year-old goaltender, currently backing up the Marlies. Played 32 games, put up a .880 save percentage. Not that very good, but in front of a awful Marlies roster this season, it's not that bad.
I'd say he'll be in the NHL next year.
Yeah, so the Leafs development team like what they see in him because he could honestly be the future goalie when Freddie leaves.
And he's huge.
Yeah, they just don't want to rush him, though.
Well, his nickname will be the Wall. Like Wall, yeah, you better be.
Yeah.
How big is he? Let me.
He's 1.9.
I'm gonna guess like 6'4".
He's only 6'4". I thought he was way taller than that.
I guessed right. Let's go.
I thought he was like 6'6". Anyways.
Yeah, so those are the two current goalies in the Leafs system that have like the best shot of making the league. Here at number 10, we got Mac Hollowell, 21-year-old right shot defenseman, played 34 games with the Marlies, put up 12 points, and he's believed he could be like a late bloomer, could be like a bottom pair defenseman. 21.
Oh, I mean, okay, he's still young.
Yeah. He's actually in our training camp roster right now because Timothy Liljegren was deemed unfit to play.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused what all that means. Unfit to play.
I honestly don't know, man. I think they just basically just unfit, like.
But like, this doesn't mean they have to miss the whole season.
I don't know. I think they don't want to waste a roster spot on someone who's not fit, right?
Well, you can't tell me that all those guys on Boston are not going to be playing at all in the restart. I mean, they're not.
I don't know.
There's no way.
The GM sounded pretty mad about Pasta and Kasha. Apparently, they did something. I don't know. They can't disclose it anyway. Mm-hmm. Number 9, Joseph Duzak, 2 years older than Hollowell, and he doesn't have the same ceiling. But he is getting more points in the ECHL for the Newfoundland Growlers. Put up 35 points in 34 games. And he was promoted to the Marlies this season. So he put up 18 points in 23 games. Another good puck-moving defenseman for the Leafs in their system. Do you want me to continue, Langer? You got something to say?
No.
Okay. Number 8, you got Timu Kivelhalmi. Recently just signed a 2-year extension.
It's my favorite guy.
He's in their training camp playoff roster right now. Played 55 games with the Marlies and put up 18 points. So just another puck-moving defenseman. And you got number 7, you got Igor Korshkov, 24-year-old, 6'4" left winger. He's got size and skill. He put up 25 points in 44 games for the Marlies. And in his one NHL game this season, he scored his first goal.
Huh.
Yeah. Then you got guys like Pierre Engvall. So he's 25 right now, 6'5" winger.
He's in our
another guy.
System.
I like Pierre Engvall a lot.
Yeah, but the problem is he's kind of trailed off. He's kind of fell off a bit.
Shout out to my first year wash roommate. He has Pierre
His
Engvall.
Yeah. He's probably not. If he does make the playoff team, he'll probably be on the 4th line. As there's better options. So then we got Mikko Kokkonen, who's drafted the same year Nick Robertson was. He's 19 years old, Finnish defenseman who has a really high ceiling. And moving into like some top guys, I think you're into like the top 4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So number 4, you got Semyon Duraganchintsev, otherwise known as SDA. He's 19 years old.
Really good season for Peterborough.
Yeah, and he's an extremely talented playmaking winger with 55 games, put up 75 points. And the development, go on, Linger?
I said it's only 12 goals, so it's a lot of assists.
Yeah, it's a lot of assists, and that kind of reminds me more of like a Mitch Marner. So the Leafs development team believe they have another type of Mitch Marner player, but they don't want to rush him.
Yep.
So his vision and his offensive ability is really up there, like not an elite level, but his defensive coverage and his strength is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
So top 3, you got Timothy Liljegren, 21-year-old. He's a tough case because like he's shown in his 40 games with the Marlies that he's an effective puck-moving defenseman, 30 points in 40 games. But when he translates to the NHL, he only has 11 games, and he leads with only 1 point. So he's tough, but the Leafs kind of need him to make a jump because they're going to be losing some defensemen this year.
And how old is he? I don't think he's very old. He's
21. He's still got time.
So he's still got some time there, yep.
And number 2, Nick Robertson. So he's the 18-year-old.
Number 2.
Yeah, he's shown that he could be a gem that they found in the 2nd round of the draft last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Leafs did not expect him for him to develop this well. He put up 55 goals for 86 points in 46 games in the OHL for Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a good shot at playing for the Leafs in the playoffs. He could be on the 3rd line with Kerfoot and Kapanen.
That'd be pretty crazy if he ended up making the roster. That's
yes,
86 points in 46 games. I mean, that's an absolute tear. 55 goals. That's more than a game. That's some insane stuff. I wonder if he plays on the same line as SDA.
Yeah, he does. He does. So the line is SDA, Robertson, and some guy for another team. I don't remember his name.
But that helps. That helps a lot. Yeah, 2 guys in the farm system or in the prospect pool are already playing together. It's cool.
Exactly. So yeah. Number 1. You guys know who number 1 is?
William Nylander.
He's not a prospect, buddy.
It should be.
Number 1, you got Rasmus Sandin.
Okay, yeah.
Rasmus without a
very, very good.
Or Rasmus Sandin.
Yeah.
I know.
Without a doubt, he is the Leafs' best prospect. He spent this season between the AHL and the NHL. 21 games for the Marlies, 15 points. 28 games for the Leafs, 8 points. So it's pretty good for a 19-year-old. Well, at the time, 20-year-old now.
I'm really, really high on Sandin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a very good skater and a smart hockey player. He's not physical, and he won't wow you with his speed or anything, or his shot or his passing. But the thing that makes him so special is his intelligence and his decision-making. It's already at an NHL level. So the fact that that's already at an NHL level and everything else isn't is good, because usually like learning when to make a decision and how to do it is like the hardest thing for young defensemen to develop. And the fact that he's already done it, it's going to be a really good season for Rasmus Sandin next season.
Yeah. I'm just looking at their prospect pool. I don't know if you mentioned Mikhail Abramov.
No, I haven't. He's not in the top 12 for me. But
Okay.
he's definitely got some promise too.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his points this year playing in Victoriaville in the QMJHL. 76 points in 63 games. He's got 35 goals. That's some big numbers. He's right behind there in total points
Yeah.
behind Robertson for the prospects. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
think about how the Leafs are right now. I think they're plus these guys that you mentioned, a couple more that I'm seeing here. I mean, they're in a good spot for moving
They
on in the future.
definitely are, yeah. Like
Yeah,
you can tell that they can afford to lose some forwards for sure.
for sure. Speaking about moving on to the future, let's move on to the future a little bit with
Ooh,
our
good
predictions
transition.
here.
Some playoffs predictions,
Playoff
boys.
predictions. Then we'll go into a 5-year prediction.
All right, so I always go first, so someone else has got to do it.
I can start. They're playing Columbus in the first round. Um, it's gonna be a tough series. I guess that's not even the first round of the playoffs. That's
It's qualifiers, yeah.
yeah. I want to say the Leafs would win against Columbus, but I can never count out a John Tortorella run team, and I
Mm-hmm.
like the way Columbus plays. But just from the sheer skill, I will go with Toronto, especially in a shorter series.
Okay. Do you want to go past that round, or do you want to stop there?
Well, everyone can kind of say theirs for the first
All
playing
right,
round, and then
Luca.
For me, honestly, like just the fact that this is such a young team and that I think this kind of rest is really going to benefit
yeah,
like these type of young teams. I think Toronto, like I think Columbus might steal one game in this series, but I think Toronto's going to beat them. I really don't think there's much question here, especially
yeah,
because they lost Panarin. They like I don't know. I don't see Columbus really doing much.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
So for me, I was just like rewatching because Sportsnet put out a video about the Leafs versus Columbus this season. So I think the Leafs will beat the Columbus Blue Jackets, obviously, but I think it'll be because of two people: Freddie Anderson, because he's going to need to make some absolutely insane saves, and Mitch Marner. Two reasons for Mitch Marner: one, because he always plays well against the Columbus Blue Jackets for some unknown reason, and two, because he's still looking to prove his worth for the contract. Because believe it or not, that actually happened last season, and he was injured for like a good chunk of the season.
True.
So he's probably going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, and that's going to benefit him.
Yeah, and one thing that we've also talked about. I mean, I'm not extremely familiar with the Blue Jackets lineup, but like Lucas said, young guys, no fans in the stands. They still got the motivation to go out and play. It's not like a Chicago Blackhawks where these guys like almost need that energy from the crowd because they've been there for so long. These young guys, they're just happy to be where they are. So I think that definitely goes in Toronto's favor as well.
Yeah. Okay, you want to go past the qualifiers, Langer?
Yeah, we can. It's just hard to decide like who they play and stuff, so it's kind of hard to make predictions. But yeah, we can.
Well, I mean, we can go through each of the top four seeded teams and just like
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think they
you could be like, okay, if they verse this person, then this
okay, yeah. I
happens.
mean, if they play Boston, they'll win because apparently half their players aren't even on the roster. So
yeah,
I
you
mean,
know,
what
It's Boston.
I hate saying that.
is it a Toronto thing to do to lose to a team that only has about three skaters? Yeah, but
Yeah.
um, in all seriousness, I don't think that. I think that they could beat the Bruins
Like if Pasternak is not there,
if all these guys,
there's
they said like
yeah,
12 players. I think Tuukka Rask
like
was one of them.
there is
Yeah,
a
Tuukka Rask is one of them.
there is a more than realistic chance
Yeah.
Toronto beats Boston, and if they don't, I will.
I will become a Seattle Kraken fan for the rest of my life.
And if all those players are back, I don't see Toronto getting through Boston.
Yeah, like Boston fully healthy.
Yeah.
Sorry to any Leafs fan out there that is delusional. There's no way.
Okay.
They're too good.
Um,
Tampa.
yeah, Tampa Langer.
Tampa's a tougher situation for sure than Boston. I honestly think that I don't think they'd get through Tampa Bay either. I think Tampa Bay has a lot to prove after being swept by the Blue Jackets after being the best team in hockey. And this year they kind of got off to a slow start, and they've really built up as the season goes on. So I think Tampa Bay would win that series just because they really have something to prove out there.
Yeah. Okay, Luca.
So with me, like seeing how Tampa ended off last season and how they started this season, kind of like what Brendan was saying, but like it showed me that like they're human, like they're not this just offensive powerhouse being fueled by Nikita Kucherov's sweat, and then they just destroy the entire league. Like Tampa, the only way I think they beat us is if our defense just collapses. Because honestly, I think our offense can keep up with them, but like it's a better chance than beating Boston, like
For
a fully
sure.
healthy Boston.
For sure.
So like yeah. I'd say for me, honestly, that's about a toss-up. Like, it's about a 50-50. But it could go either way, honestly. And, like, I don't hate Tampa just because I love Steven Stamkos.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Massimo?
I'm going to do mine at the end. So what do you guys think if they verse the Washington Capitals?
Washington Capitals, I think Washington wins that series as well. They got the experience, got guys like Ovechkin, you got Backstrom. Holtby, he wasn't great this year, but still he's got lots of experience playing in the playoffs, going to the Stanley Cup Finals, winning like President's trophies year after year. So he's been to the playoffs many times. And Philadelphia, I actually think the Leafs would be Philadelphia.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so for me, I think the Leafs can beat every single team in the East. And well, you say that, Luca, but things you're forgetting about is this is the first time the Leafs are fully healthy this season. And we have one of the strongest forwards groups in the league, depth-wise. Spezza's hungry for a cup. He might make a push. He might do something. Who knows? Leafs don't even have to travel, too. That might be a factor. I don't know. But, yeah, I think they could beat any team in the East. And my final prediction for the playoffs is they lose in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay, I'm going to argue that very quickly.
I feel like that's a little extreme, but anyways.
Okay, so just going back to Tampa, already just Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Andre Vasilevsky is better than Frederik Andersen.
Yes.
You cannot argue that.
No, I can't.
Who's their big Tampa Bay defenseman? What's his name?
Victor Hedman.
Having that firepower on defense and then the forward depth that they have to rival our own, I think we are one of the best forward depth teams in the league. Tampa's got some pretty damn good depth too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You really think Toronto steamrolls these guys that and then they just cruise to Game 7 of the Cup?
No, I didn't say that. I said they beat them.
Yeah, but man, like how can you be so sure about that?
That was
Pittsburgh, Washington? Come on.
Well, it's tough, but I've never seen this season Leafs fully healthy, so I'm putting faith in them.
I don't think the Leafs have. I don't think the Leafs have the physical presence to win long term in the playoffs. Like if you look at these teams, Boston has it, Washington has it, Philadelphia maybe not. That's why I can see them getting through. Tampa Bay, maybe not. But also you have to see could be a reason why they didn't go very far last year in the playoffs. So I think the Leafs definitely need more of physical presence. Like if you look at Washington, I mean their best player Ovechkin turns into just somebody who hits everyone on the ice in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, and like how can you
always play like that? Yeah.
How can you put Stanley Cup Game 7 faith into a team you've never fully seen? Like I understand you haven't seen them, so you don't know how far their potential can reach. But at the same time, you haven't seen them, so how do you know? Like, how do you know they beat any team in the East? Like I'm picking Pittsburgh to go to the Stanley Cup Finals, and I do not think we have a chance against them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much where I stand. But yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you may be stretching it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a little bit of a stretch too. But let's we're really running long here, so let's just quickly go over our 5-year predictions.
Yeah.
And get it going. In the next 5 years, I mean, the Leafs will be at the top of the of their division, and I don't. Maybe they make a Stanley Cup final. I don't see any Stanley Cups in the next 5 years. That's where I'm at. They'll definitely be, I'd say, a top 3 seed in their division for definitely years to come, especially with their new coach. I like what he's doing there.
Yeah.
More pieces they could possibly do it, but just as presently constructed, I don't see it happening in the next 5 years.
Luca?
I think if they do make it to the finals, which I think in these next 5 years they will at least make it once. If they make it to the finals, they win the first time. I don't see them winning more than one cup in these next 5 years, if that.
Okay. I think they can win a cup in the Austin Matthews era. They just need a stronger blue line to do it. Like, they need to have like a guy who can actually do defense.
Bring back Bufflin. Bring back Bufflin.
Bring Bufflin. If we could get someone like Pietrangelo, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Take over John Tavares as captain. If we have to give him the C to come to Toronto, I don't care. Take it.
I really like Pietrangelo.
Do you guys have any bold predictions?
Bold predictions?
Because I got some.
I mean, you're the bold prediction guy, so.
All right.
No. Watch this guy say, I expect Frederick Anderson to win a Vezina, and I expect Morgan Riley to be a Norris finalist.
And I expect William Nylander to win 5 Hearts.
Funny enough, that's actually not weird. No. Okay. Bold predictions going past 5 years. I think Austin Matthews will win a Maurice Richard at least more than once.
I can see that.
That's probably most likely.
That's the most likely.
I think Matthews will win a Selke at least once.
A Selke?
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. If he won a Selke, then I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, that'd be insane.
I don't know. I see more than just a sniper in him. I see a two-way centerman who is really good stick lifting guys and getting the puck back.
He might be the best player in Leaf history if he becomes the best defensive forward in the NHL.
In order for him to win the Selke, though, he has to play on the penalty kill.
No, he has to start throwing around his friggin' big bodies. What he's got to start doing.
So good. That's not what the Selke is.
Defensive component of the game.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean just throwing your body around.
Yeah, but having that physical presence and having people be scared. Oh, Austin Matthews is coming at me in the corner, not to lift my stick. No,
well, he's got the size. He's got the size to do it, and he does it in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it should be more than just the playoffs.
He's just scared of injuring his shoulder again because he's injured it like twice already.
That's you can't believe he's scared.
Yeah. So moving on from that one, Tyson Barrie stays this season.
Wow. You would have to
I'm gonna justify. So yeah, I'm gonna justify this by saying thank you to the pandemic. I don't think he wants to go travel to a new city. I don't think he wants to play for a new team. I think maybe they give him a bridge deal for like 1 year, see what happens.
Yep.
It's just easier if he stays.
I can see that one.
Morgan Riley has a huge bounce back season next season, or he plays really well in the playoffs because, again, another player who's playing with a chip on his shoulder. And then for my 2 boldest predictions, this is the ones you guys are going to have some eyebrows raised.
Yeah, the for Matthews wasn't okay.
Jesus, brother.
Okay.
Rasmus Sandin wins multiple Norris trophies and surpasses Boreas Salming's 768 points, becoming the Leafs' best defenseman.
That'd be tough.
That's not happening. It's just not happening.
That'd be cool if it did, but I mean, it is
exactly
bold prediction.
That's why it's even bolder.
Okay, but there's bold and then there's completely unrealistic. Like, dude, he's not passing Boreas Salming. He's not even like a consistent player on the team. Like throughout the entire year. Yeah, but dude, multiple Norrises?
Yeah, multiple could be 2.
Yeah, okay. So you're pretty much saying like
I'm pretty much saying he'll be the Leafs' best defenseman.
You're pretty much saying he's going to be like one of the best defensemen in the NHL.
No, yeah. To win multiple Norrises, you have to be the best defenseman in the league. Not, the best defenseman in one of the 32 teams in the National Hockey League.
You said 32. I love it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Final one.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Austin Matthews becomes the best player for the franchise, passing Matt Sundin 987 points.
If he stays here long enough, I can see it.
Yeah, like if he stays and we have the money to keep him, that's not bold at all. I don't think that's bold. I think that's your least bold one.
Okay, well, the boldness came from it because I literally can see him leaving in 5 years, going to Arizona and playing for his hometown team because everyone wants to come home.
No one wants to go to Arizona.
It's a little.
Aston Matthews might want to.
Not even Wile E. Coyote wants to go back to friggin' Arizona.
It's different, like when you look at like John Tavares, he wanted to come play,
Exactly.
or Kawhi Leonard, he wanted to play in LA, but
they're big markets.
yeah, I don't know about
Arizona is nothing.
Well, maybe he'll have enough of the Toronto media, and he wants to go play in a smaller market.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll be
Not
interesting to see. But
not for a player of his skill. I don't think you'd ever want to go and just I want to play for my home where the 3 fans and my mom come sit in the front row, and it's like a Pee-wee hockey league game where like it's those 4 moms that always huddle together and they're like drinking hot chocolate in the top row, but like all the other 10 rows are empty.
So you guys think that he's going to stay his entire career?
I think he'll stay longer than this contract.
I don't know about his entire career, but I just don't see him going to Arizona.
Okay, well, I see him gone after this contract.
Maybe, but not to Arizona. That's not.
Okay. If you see him gone after this contract, then your bold prediction is bullshit.
My bold prediction is bold, considering he doesn't if he doesn't stay.
If you see him like that, then it's not a prediction. That's you saying, "Oh, instead of my prediction, he's going to stay here."
All right, whatever. That wraps the episode.
Yeah, definitely. That one ran a little long, but it was the Leafs. I'm sure most of you guys out there listening are Leaf fans, so I certainly hope you enjoyed this episode and have a good.
Yeah. Next episode we might just do some playoff predictions because it's about that time.
True, that's right.
I'll expect that.
And of course,
NBA trivia. It'll be 2-3 days before playoffs in our next episode.
Yeah.
So I think.
We might just take the whole episode of just playoff predictions. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.